Hey, how's it going? It's the Polk here. Welcome to the stream. We're going to be continuing Haiti today. Uh, I just need to get a little bit of an idea of what's going on with this crazy budget that we've got. I know we're building a little bit right now. We do have a positive balance for the temporary stuff. So since we're done building, we should be making about 1.4. I do worry though that this investment pool is very small. So when we do stop building, it's actually probably going to affect our economy a little bit because we're not consuming some stuff. But that's a bridge to cross there. One of the things I wanted to look at was the subsidies on ports. We're paying way too much for ports right now, and I don't think we really need as many as we do have. So let's look at the building registry. So as far as ports, I'm not huge on this menu. I'm trying to get used to it, but it's a pretty big change to what I'm used to from the previous versions. But I'm getting there. So it looks like we're subsidizing basically every kind of port, and I'm not sure that we need to subsidize like Hudson Bay Company ports. Because we have a lot of convoys, and frankly, I think we could get rid of some of these ports for sure. We definitely want to keep some of them, but like why aren't we subsidizing the one in Costa Rica? I don't know. But then we're subsidizing the ones in Haiti that actually probably export, so I'm gonna kick that. You know what, we'll just do all of them, and we'll see where it goes from there. They should be able to support themselves, and if not, they need to downsize, because having 2,000 excess convoys, and then I know that's like, actually that's not connected anymore, so looking at the ports themselves, they use merchant marines. I think, no, that's the, I'm way backwards. So they use these steamers and coal to create merchant marines. But we don't have a huge need for them from the trade centers. So let me check at the trade centers real quick. They're using max capacity, so it actually might make sense to expand these. I'm going to do 3 of those. We'll see where that takes us, but let's get this game going. Got some low market access in some areas, but that's to be expected. We are building. Things are changing. Violent suppression leads to increased discrimination. That's not good. I'm going to go for the increase in migration attraction. Business of legislation. Okay, okay. Well, do we need the legitimacy? It would push us into more loyalists if we had more legitimacy, so I'm going to go with that one. It also reduces the Catholic Church's strength. We have no laws being passed currently, so I could probably work on that. We did get freedom of conscience, and we got public schools, so we want to start working on these institutions for public education. Next thing I want to work on is getting compulsory primary school, and I have to get human rights for that, so let me check that out. Society, human rights. It's pretty far down. Well, actually, it's right there. Let's go ahead and we'll finish up pneumatic tools, but we'll go straight through human rights, because I'd like to get this more than just restricted. I'd like to actually get compulsory, because then we can increase our education, but we can wait a little bit because we still have to get our bureaucracy high enough to get this next level of institution. So each level is going to cost us 73 bureaucracy, so I'm going to go ahead, and it increases assimilation, so that's nice. I'm going to go ahead and build up these bureaucracy buildings after we do whatever we have in line. We're actually building one, so let's just keep going. Doesn't look like I can add any more of these PMs for that. Look at that, we've got a secession from the Mayan, and it's gone. They really don't know what they want. Neither do I. Oh, it's back. Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of turmoil here, and okay. Did we maybe hurt them from messing with the ports? Maybe. I don't know. We'll subsidize this one. See if that helps a little bit. There's one here, we can subsidize that one. Are there even enough people here? No, there's not. So it's like they have infrastructure problems due to their own, like, rioting, basically. So they're rioting through the turmoil and then decreasing their own infrastructure, which is causing it to just get worse. Rail's doing good here. We could probably... Oh, engines are still very expensive in our market. We could definitely improve that. How are the buildings in Boulevard doing? They're struggling to hire a full amount of people, so that's something we could improve. Could subsidize this and help with that, but I really don't want to artificially mess with this. We could knock out some imports on engines and see if we can encourage this to be a little more profitable. Of course, coal is very expensive. Steel is kind of expensive. Our tools are actually very cheap. I'm interested in maybe exporting a little bit of those just to help that industry out. We'll see if that helps at all. Look at us going at 1 speed. Okay. So I don't know if these trade centers are going to help a lot, but it's maxed out, so I would think it would. It's still maxed out. It probably will help us out quite a bit. I think most of our drop from GDP was just trade capacity. Okay, so their balance is a minus 1K. Their capacity isn't changing too much. Actually going down. So we'll see what that does. Yeah, let's go with the one with a lot of green stuff, and I'm okay with the labor movement. We're building one of those. We need to get up to 70 of them, so I'm going to go ahead and just do 2 more in Haiti. The one in San Salvador, I know, now I remember, we had to push that one down to the bottom because it was taking like 400 weeks or something. But that's fine. We'll just let it go through. We got a few more there, and we'll grab another one in a second. Curious to see what happens when we stop investing in our own economy. Man, this secession just constant, every few seconds. Okay, San Salvador is having some issues with infrastructure, it sounds like. No? Well, then what are they telling me this for? Transportation shortage. Okay, so it's just a train shortage. Well, are we maxing out with steel? We are not. So we'll do that. We might need to build some engines over here. Guatemala does have iron, so we could throw an engine thing down. We already have steel here. So iron, steel, and engines. I don't know, man. Yeah, let's go ahead and let's help them out and put a motor industry here. They may not be able to man it with their population. Oh man, it's only getting bad. Like, it's only getting worse. Okay, we can get our next institution for education. I also would love to get the healthcare system better. No, we can't really go for that. We could change our migration controls, and that would piss off a lot of people, so maybe not. They really want to change this, and so do I. How far are we along? So 9 months on that, and then 3 years on that. Is there anything else we can change? Wow, we're actually on our way to graduated taxation there. They don't like the autocracy. They'd prefer, like, census suffrage. But I need the authority I barely have already. We could potentially go into a council republic. No one would support it right now, though. We have regulatory bodies and Social Security. We could do Social Security. That actually would help quite a lot. I think they were asking for that earlier, so let's just do it now. Yep, they're petitioning for poor laws, so we're just going to go ahead and do that. It's going to cost some bureaucracy, but we'll deal with it. As far as the debt goes, we're going to keep building. We're going to keep expanding because the private industry cannot afford to. I hate building here. Have to do it, though. We could pull back on construction sectors. It's going to be hard for us to use them all, but at the same time, I'd rather just keep pushing and keep using. Let's check out on our coal here. So for coal, they're actually fully employing these buildings, and I'm not subsidizing them, so it actually kind of makes sense for us to... Well, they need transportation for sure, because that's expensive. Could we use steel? Maybe. I'm going to increase their railway, and then I'm going to increase their coal mines by 3. Because coal is still one of those things that we need to bring down to help other industries. Iron is another. So with Guatemala here downsizing, that's not good. So I'm going to go ahead and subsidize that, force that industry to produce. I'd rather have that than have wood, frankly. Subsidies are actually not doing too bad at 4K. Since we dropped ports, it's really helped out. How are the trade buildings doing here now? Because they're not profiting. They're like, but they're maxed out capacity. I'm not really sure what. It's their consumption of merchant marines that is hurting their profitability, but I thought we have, yeah, our market is cheap for that. So why? Such a weird beast here. I'm gonna expand this again. It's not a manning problem. That's fine. I love bureaucracy. Okay. We're going to bump that one up, and I think we're going to maybe go up another notch here. Go for workplace safety. The main one we want is definitely the education. I'm not sure if building these trade centers are helping. Well, it's positive now. So maybe. Our capacities being fully used, so I'm gonna go ahead and go all in with this and assume that means that we are trading max and that we could definitely trade more. We're gonna bump that up another 5. I really need to dig into these systems. I actually haven't had like my own personal time to go into the new system. It's been basically all just streaming and recording. So, and I don't want to like bore you guys with just digging into a system for hours. So, I've been barely able to play it and understand it fully. But that's not on you guys. That's on me. I need to just take some time out one of these days and dig into it. So they're profitable enough to build employment, but not enough to build cash reserves. But their weekly balance is good. They're not using all the trade capacity now, but they probably will, if I had to guess. So it looks like they may have a problem using it. The productivity is going down. Trade revenue, urbanization. I wonder if they maybe need some over here. I'll put one here as well. I don't know if it's going to do anything. Just because we have stuff here that may need to be traded out, like our coffee and stuff. I mean, there's only one, but maybe it'll do something good. Okay, there we go. Trade center. Let's see if it works or not. Okay, through the Haitian Guyana hub. Well, that's because that port isn't working, so let's go ahead and get that subsidized. And we'll subsidize this port as well. There's a port here, and it's now working. It's very high level, though. There's a lot of minimum expected living standards. Market access is low in a lot of states. I mean, yeah, devastation's super high. That's what you can do. Like, Guatemala's doing a lot better now that I'm subsidizing the iron. Everybody's got jobs and we can afford to do things. Oh, government position. So we got the poor laws. What I'm going to do is I'm going to encourage a little bit of export on iron because we are way cheaper than the global market. Now, if I could get engines going properly, that would also be beneficial. I'm going to subsidize that as well because I want to see what it looks like at max production here. We could even do electric engines if we built electricity, so maybe we'll do that. 800. These things are so expensive. Do they provide infrastructure now? Nope, they take infrastructure still. That's weird. So we've got not enough infrastructure in this state. The railway's doing okay. I'm gonna pop up this railway real quick and help out with the infrastructure of the state. I guess the port isn't really working too hard. Whatever. Covert agitation. Yeah, let's get approval from the armed forces. One whole person. Just kidding. It's like 1,000, but still, one whole person's trying to leave. Can't have that. So we're working the human rights portion of this, and then we're going to go for child labor changes. Looks like they want to go backwards on that one. They're split on this one. And poor laws, well, that just gives food security to people. I don't even think we're probably paying too much on that. Yeah, welfare is 219. That's nothing. So we could afford to pull that one up. Okay. So get this railway done in Bolivar. We'll get the infrastructure up to par. Trading capacity, it's actually using all of its trading capacity, which is interesting. So this one's actually profitable, like it's doing really well. I'm not sure why. Is there even one here? Yeah, there's 6 of them here, and they're doing well too. I guess having a trade center in every state is good. But this one's too big, but at least it's profitable, so it's fine. But I know we're definitely overproducing everything. This railway needs to be used. We're trying. So with these guys producing tobacco, throw a coffee plantation in there. We'll put a trade center as well. And then we're just going to put one in every state, I guess. I mean, I don't see why it would hurt, you know? I imagine it's going to be a little overhead for us, but we're not subsidizing it, so what does it matter? We're just building a little bit in every state. Our subsidies went up for explosives and railway. Subventions to send out coffee are becoming quite expensive, and interest is, of course, the majority of our debt problem. Still ranked 21, which I don't think we're going to get up high enough to really affect. Are we exporting a bunch of this? Yeah, it looks like it. To America and Brazil. Okay, well, resource economy it is. Iron and coal. We can afford. I guess that means they don't have enough people, so I'm going to put like 2 more in Guatemala. They don't have the infrastructure, so they're going to need another railway. Right. We're also going to need another government admin building. We'll throw it on Honduras. Just to get them a little more bureaucratic. Now, the Yucatan would be a good place to invest in. Substantial investment too. They're trading really good. I think building the trade centers in different areas did help. It might pull away from this one, maybe. This one's doing fine. We have an agitator for the liberal movement. Interesting. I don't think we're going to get those reserve coffee out the door anytime soon. We also need to go with a bit more coal. So I'm going to go crazy in Costa Rica and do another 5. And then engines again. So did we end up maxing this out? Looks like it. Yeah, so we still need another like 300. Oh, we were gonna electrify actually. So we do have electricity here. I'm gonna go ahead and convert maybe. Yeah, we'll do it. Power should be good. It just wasn't needed yet, so it wasn't being produced yet. We need that oil fired since we produce oil. That should bring down engine costs quite a bit. And we are finally surpassing our French market version of our GDP as an independent Haiti. Well, we have to hit 28.3 apparently, unless we already did pass it, but okay, and it's going down. Yay! Spoke too soon! Okay. Well, railway, trade center, and then I don't know what they're doing, but what I might do is get investment rights with some big country. See, let's talk diplomacy here for a second. So France, they're amicable and genial. Can we maybe get a state? To do West Indies? No. I'd love for you to do Guyana, but you'd never do that. But I can give you investment rights. And I can owe you an obligation. And I can ask you to give me something. I don't know what yet, but something. Maybe just some money? Can you just give me money? Oh my goodness. They really don't want to give me money. Okay. I don't want them to dump stuff on me. Okay. I'll give them investment rights. And I'm going to discuss with Britain as well. Would you like investment rights? I can owe you an obligation. Out of curiosity, are there any states you'd be willing to give up? Like, I don't know, the Indies? Or do you not have them? Okay, 213 is not bad, but let's go with that. Start getting some investment rights in our country. France, Britain, maybe America? America, would you like to build in my country? Good talk. Germany hates us. Austria hates us. What about Russia? Russia might do it. Alright. That's three big countries that can invest in our country. Screw it. Brazil? I'll send it. 50-50 shot. They declined it. That's fine. They're missing out. So they're going to build a ton of stuff in our country, and we're also going to start selling off a lot of our stuff. So that way they can pay for our debt. In fact, I wonder what would happen if we said to France, like, hey, can you pay off our debt? Minus 520. Yeah, that would never happen. Britain, maybe? Minus 80? Oh, it might have been better just to ask for, like, okay, what are we paying right now in interest? 77K, so we're positive 15K without the debt, so what if I gave them, like, 10K? Or maybe some no subventions on fruit? What's the most valuable ones here? So I don't care. You can... I'll have free trade. Oh, okay, I can't... okay, that's fine. Hmm. You give them some goods. They'd want that. Hey, yeah, you can take the railways, bud. Okay, so take the railways, and then maybe I won't trade rubber with the world market because it's cheaper anyways. For me to keep it in my own market, or maybe fruit, wood. Actually, yeah, let's do wood. I won't trade wood with the world market. That's fine. And I also will not trade... Screw it. Artillery. No. Yeah, steamers. Why not? Okay, so we're at negative 25 now. So we just have to basically work something out here monetarily. And we're going to need a 35, I think. Let's try 40. Is it maybe because they're trying to take on our debt? Okay. Well, is there anything over here? It's transferred. Really not much else that they would want. It would be really nice to get them to pay off our debt, but I don't think we can swing it with, you know, if we had the obligation, we'd be at positive 5 at least. We could maybe give them another monopoly. British forestries could take over logging camps, I guess. And It's something that we really don't want. Already prohibit? Yeah, I did. Okay. No tariffs. I can't do that because I got free market. Oh man, I really want to make this work, but I don't think it's going to work. I'm going to have to force something that I don't want, like importing their wood. And fabric, tools, wood, rubber, fruit. I could import their fruit, but our market's already dying from fruit. Okay, let's just throw it on there just to see. Can we get it up to 20? Yeah. Screw it. If our fruit economy dies to get our debt paid off, I will take it. Alright, debt's paid off. And look at that, we can afford to actually build in our economy. Thanks, Britain. All we had to do was sell our soul on a few things. I will go ahead and privatize all the coal. Privatize all the millet. All the maize. I'm gonna keep munition plants monopolized. Same with artillery and arms. The Russian Republic has broken our agreement. Okay. Privatize that. How are these doing anyways? That's not too bad. I mean, they're not really hiring people, but we'll encourage a little bit of exports. What is going on here? Oh, well, look at that. We're selling everything, and suddenly we're good. Okay. The authority thing, not good. Let's see if we can, maybe, ooh, gosh. Okay. Subventions are 16K right now. Lead and coffee are being the #1 reasons. We kind of did get our engines under control, but they still need electricity, so that's something we need to do. Only 25 per? Okay. That's really low. No, I'm not putting the Catholic Church in the government. Sorry. You want to give me your state though? Take that. No? See what the foreign Qs are doing. They're going crazy. Fine. We might kill those investment rights. I only wanted to do it to get us out of debt and to get some stuff sold. We can't kill them all, obviously, because they're treaties, but there's something we can do about that later. What's this? Okay. We get investment rights in Haiti. Monopoly rights. Okay, cool. No issue with those. We're almost about to pass human rights, which is great. I need to expand our, essentially get universities rolling in every state that we have. We also need to look at building up more bureaucracy. I'm gonna build one there as well, and we'll do like one there. We just got human rights, and now we're gonna go back to production. We're gonna start grabbing. I'm glad that one's firing, so we'll grab that one. I guess nitrogen fixation. I think we're doing a lot of fertilizer stuff that could be improved. Paper and iron are expensive in our market. Let's get this law going. Compulsory primary schools. And now that we've got this, we're good there. I'm gonna look at public health. I think last time it was a no. Yeah, it's definitely no. So they want charity hospitals. I'll take it. And we'll bump up Social Security and workplace safety. Just help all of those portions of our economy. We've got the power plants. Good. See, we're doing a lot better right now than we were at the beginning of this. Very, very nice. Okay. Got to bring down the cost of engines again. Let me look at these trade centers and see what's going on. I think, I mean, they're maxing out. They can't hire people in all these states. Top growth is good in most of the states. I'd like to get these consumption tax off the books, so I'm gonna get the tobacco one gone. And ooh, I'd like to bring down overall taxes too. That'd be nice. Let's remove the consumption tax on fruit and see if we can put it somewhere that's more logical. I'm not going to do transportations for 200, but we'll leave it. Somehow that's helping our economy substantially. So I'll take it. And I'm going to lower taxes to mid. See if we can get some more migration, because right now our population's the limiter, as is tradition. We could discuss with Nicaragua if they want to be part of us. They would not accept. We also have Britain hates us. When do they not? France. Of course, there's Russia that apparently hates us now. But Germany doesn't hate us anymore, so let's improve those relations. Cuba. Still under Spain. Okay. Okay, so we're building that university there. I'm going to now try to increase standard of living across everywhere. So those are good. Good, good, good. Looks like Zulia. Okay. Maize farms. They don't have any. They don't have any. Care. Good. Livestock ranches. Alright, domestic only, guys. Come on. Okay. Banana for fruit. Everybody's got tons of fruit. I'm surprised we don't have an obsession. Coffee. I'd like that to be a everywhere thing. Cool. Cotton. Good. Dyes. Infrastructure is really low here still. We might need to do a decree there. But other than that, I think we're good on all of that. So we're going to do the... Look at that infrastructure real quick, actually. It's not even really devastation. It really comes down to, I think we just have really poor infrastructure. So I'm going to build a railway there. And how are these guys doing? They're fine. They're getting a lot more trade now, which is awesome. Because I built that first trade. The version I'm playing was from the original 1.9 update, so there could be a lot of bugs associated with this current save. Such as, like, I know one of the bug fixes had to do with trade centers not being built in states that should have them. I mean, I guess we could check out maybe London here or England here. Yeah, see, they probably should have built a trade center here. So I bet you there's some stuff carrying over. But it should be fixed by now. Because as soon as I built trade centers in every state, they went crazy. The AI did. So, and at least the ones that are profitable. So like this one still has one, but I only built one here and we're already at 5. And here we're, you know, increasing by 2. So, and that's probably the reason our economy went vertical. I'll have to remember that that's a thing. I'm actually going to take the hit to the law because that bureaucracy hit would be terrible. I don't think. What's that looking like? Who produces what coffee? The Mughal market. I mean, we are one of the largest exporters of coffee. We're just not the largest producer of coffee. Can do attitude. I can't do that. Okay. Still working on that university. It takes a while to build in some of these states with the turmoil being what it is. Why is the bureaucracy ticking up like that? That's crazy. Oh, because the population is changing. Kind of looked like it was going down, but this is going up, so it's kind of weird. Yeah, I'm going to help with the turmoil here. And where's the rail here? Chiapas. How long is that going to take? 54%? I might also use that decree there and help out. Just get tons of negatives right there. We got grassroots supports for the law. Lower strata pops in the state of Haiti or the country of Haiti? What are our radicals looking like here? $3.2 million Afro-Antillians is really good. There's actually a lot of radicals in the state of Haiti. So I'm going to take 20%. See what that turns into. 2 million. 1.78. That's pretty good. Immediately erase 200,000 radicals. It should help the economy. But let's throw these decrees on here for road maintenance on the Yucatan, Chiapas, and then also we needed violent suppression on the Yucatan, so let's do that. There we go. Get rid of the -4 turmoil. I mean, it's still there, but it might reduce it a little bit. And then here we're just kind of trying to help out. Once it's incorporated, it will have a lot more infrastructure. Because it's a -25% to infrastructure when it's not incorporated. Health system went to level 2, Social Security went to level 2. That should help out with standard of living a bit. Workplace safety should help out with the death rate in the country. So that's going to change this pop growth there. Our economy's kind of went down, kind of stagnating, so we should look into something to help that. We probably won't need this railway here in 8 months, but I'm planning on expanding Los Altos, or Chiapas, I guess. Is it the same thing? I thought that was Los Altos before. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But I plan on expanding it a little bit. So having another railway is not going to kill us. I'll happily take that. In there. We been using the railway we have, or we have none? Yeah, we have none. So helping out with, you know, reducing the amount of people working in every single building would help too. How's that turmoil? Still doing terribly. We did push our government legitimacy up here, so we should be getting more and more loyalists and less radicals. And then my long building queue is already done, so I'm going to go ahead and queue up the essentials for everyone. So that's going to be food industries. Well, maybe not. We could do furniture. So we're going to start by building furniture in states that could use it, so that we reduce the MAPI, or market access price impact, for the pops that live there. So I'm mainly focusing on building it in every state that doesn't have one. And we'll go with those two. And then we're going to do it for clothes as well. So probably a little backwards to do furniture before clothes. Priorities are a little bit backwards, but that's fine. No, you don't get to. Just one. I'm going to pause it because these things like to jump around when it's playing. Okay, Chiapas again. And then, yeah, food industries would be nice, but it looks like it's really not going to work for everybody. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw it in, I'll throw one in San Salvador, just to get one like over here, and then we need to get one over here, so I'm going to do one in Guyana. And we have one there, so that way there's something, maybe one in Costa Rica. And then we can look at resources again. Iron would be a good one to expand. Surprise, surprise. We're going to try to help out Guatemala a little bit, build up Bolivar as well. We'll just go with that build for now. Mexican National Movement. What is that? Okay, multiculturalism. Let me look if we can even work on something like that. Probably not. We could go towards cultural exclusion as soon as this law is over with, though. And I think it will. Why are the intelligentsia slightly racist? What's happening? Market liberal? Well, how about we just exile you? Oops. Now you're a radical. If you oppose it now? I doubt it. Maybe. Nope, no opposition. So we're going to go for cultural exclusion right after this, and hopefully we get this soon. It shouldn't be hanging around too much. So we're going to go for more activism and positive, to these guys. Tech-wise, it's still showing like 3 years basically for everything, so I'd like to get that number down. I imagine the engines here are costing us quite a bit because the electricity's horribly expensive. So we just need to keep expanding that, I guess. So each one's 25, so that'd be another 75. We'd be at 125. And we're consuming, I think, 239. So we're also about to get steam turbines, so that should double it, I think. So we should be in the realm of good to go. And I'm going to push those up to the top because I feel like that's kind of important. Let's go for coal-fired. Okay, it looks like it did like 10 more. I don't know. It wasn't much. But it helps. Every little bit helps. Throwing two of these government admin buildings down to get that bureaucracy up, but also so maybe we can get Social Security up to level 3. It's that final push in the game where you just kind of explode. Oh, wow. What is this war about? Investment rights? For real? You guys are wild. Okay, so 3% chance that Nicaragua will let us be their daddy, basically. So make protectorate firm. They said no, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna say, let's see, Mexico would join. That's weird. We were actually Mexico hated us for a bit there. So primary is gonna be protectorate, but we can also do it's only 4.5 infamy to take 5,000 a week from them. That's broken, bro. What is this? Why? Sure? Whatever. And we got compulsory primary schools. Just in time for us to build more bureaucracy and expand upon that. Apparently we hate free trade now. That's weird. If we switched, we should be able to get money out of this. I guess not. There's no projected profits. Oh well. So we got the school stuff, and now we're gonna go for, oh, it's an option. We could try it. I'm willing to try it. I know we can get this, but this would be very powerful. And no one's gonna like throw a civil war over it, so well, maybe we can get it with a little bit of bolstering too. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna bolster. I'm gonna get rid of this and that because they have their railway now, so they should be good. We're still pushing a greener grass in Costa Rica. That's fine. We're trying to build coal there, and I think, yeah. Oh wow, we've been wasting that right there. Let's go into these. So the Central American National Movement, bolster. The Maya National Movement, I would need another 50 authority. I could squeak that out of there. Wouldn't be a bad idea. It's fine. We'll do it. I'm very excited to get this, basically. I'm going to go ahead and bolster that. And I don't know where, if maybe I've got something else. Authority costs for having 4 country monopolies. So it costs authority now to give another country monopolies. I did not know that. Interesting. They withdrew from the Treaty of Friendship. That's funny. We will upgrade. We will move to the border. It is nice to have like one border on both sides, but I think before it was kind of weird with like me fighting Mexico and these guys here. Somehow Mexico's our friend now. I don't know. We took a state from them and they were like mad respect, so we're friends now. I guess is what it was. Hit play. Grab that government admin and immediately put it towards education. Wait, what? They were gonna join us, bro. Absolutely not. Why does this happen? Again? So Mexico would not join if I give them Yucatan. There'd be 1.6 million people. And I like that state. And they're going to take Chiapas, apparently. Are we really doing this again, Mexico? Are we for real? I could give them Chiapas. Actually, you know what? Take Chiapas. I don't care, actually. It's crap. So, worst case, we fight the war and they take Chiapas. Oh no. Best case, I guess, add a war goal. Enforce a money transfer. Yeah, see, that's how it's supposed to be. I'm not gonna bother. I'd rather Mexico didn't get involved in this. Obviously. There's not much we can do here. Put these guys on a full defense. We will see if we can just push in here with no issues. Get those, and then I'm going to go ahead and pull this next army. And same thing, they're going to defend. His last stand is terrible. I'm not taking more casualties. So we'll take a tactful woodland commander, and we'll take this guy that's a pillager. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and push into there. Okay, well, we have to wait for orders, I guess. But 90% defend up here and 100% push down here, and we'll see where we get from there. I'm going to kill this army. We can go to another army. Upgrades, upgrades, upgrades. 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 Oh, surprise, they're damaging relations with me right before we go to war. Yeah, it's appropriate. I'm shocked. One could say. Okay. Weird. I would get 40 buildings, 7% of my GDP. Let's do it. I feel like that's a reasonable, like, request. Like, hey, if I beat you, I'm getting 40 of my buildings back from you, because screw you, you're dick. Decrees. Can we get an enlistment effort? Maybe if we swap out the greener grass, plop that right there. It would help. We've got an adamant defense here, a defend, a defend. And can we get one more adamant defense? Doesn't look like it. So I'm going to go ahead and add, what's the other one that's defending here? This guy? Defend, defend, okay, yeah. Well, all of our adamant defender guys are over here, so I'm going to do some general shuffling real quick. Let's see. So you go, go. And then I want this under first army. Go. Firm. And then this army with the pillage that's on defense. This pillage guy needs to go over to this army. Firm. Okay, so they're swapping generals, and then this one, I'm going to go ahead and add more conscripts to. I'll add a little bit on this one too. Perfect. Perfect. I spell perfect with an R. Alright, war has broken out. Not looking too pretty on that front, but it should improve with conscripts and general swapping. Strategic objective, take it. Take it now. Looking good. They should lose quite a lot of their people with me doing pillage on 2 generals. And then up here, we're not going to do too hot. But that's alright. It should get better over time, like I said. And once we're done down here, I can actually probably do a naval invasion up in like California real quick, like, and scare Mexico. Not our blockades, come on. Alright, pushing into there. We got multiculturalism pushing towards consideration. That's good. Yeah, sorry, I can't pay for that. Alright guys, just keep defending. You're doing good. I don't know what your objective being Haiti is going to help, but let's make sure it's that. And yeah, your objective can be Mexico, that's fine. Would you guys push already? What is this? $22, and we've got 2 navies. I'm gonna go ahead and disband one into the other. And the 5th Army is going to get a few more infantry there, and they should be getting more from conscripts as well. Production-wise, love to get oil turbines, but we're gonna have to wait on that. Let's go for conveyors. Just keep trucking along. We are being blockaded pretty heavily, but I'm planning on doing something as soon as this is up to hopefully not cheese, but use the systems as intended to create a distraction, as in what would happen in reality. Can we please push? I don't know what's going on. Oh, we're both down to like 2K people. That's wonderful. Okay, well, how about you just go to defend, and we just sit here for a second. How's that sound? How is their army so strong? Skirmish and shrapnel. What are we missing here? We're skirmish and shrapnel too. It's just manpower? Guessing. Okay. Why did it show none and then it gave me 3 of them? Okay. Well, appreciate you all for tuning in and watching. It's been time. So I'll see you later. Have a great day.